following operator training video on the Hobart model FP400 food processor is a supplement to the instruction manual that came with your food processor. If you have any questions concerning operation, please consult your manual. Your Hobart model FP400 food processor is constructed and designed to give long, satisfactory service, providing it is properly used and maintained. This training video will cover the operation, cleaning, and maintenance of the FP400. The FP400 food processor is used for slicing, shredding, grating, julienne cutting, and dicing vegetables, fruits, or cheese. The machine is built for 208 to 240 volt 60 hertz three-phase electrical supply. Before your initial operation, verify the correct rotation of the knife shaft. Make sure it moves in a clockwise direction, looking down into the feed cylinder. If the rotation is incorrect, unplug the electrical cord and interchange any two of the three power supply leads, non-grounding wires, inside the plug. Then verify that the rotation is correct. Here are 3 startup tests that you should perform before your first operation of the FP400. Check that the machine stops when the locking handle is pulled forward, unlocking the feed cylinder. Check that the machine stops when the locking knob for the feed hopper attachment is turned clockwise to the unlock position, and that the machine restarts when the locking knob is turned counterclockwise to the lock position. Finally, check that the machine stops when the pusher plate feed attachment is swung to the side so that the feed cylinder opening is larger than 1 1/4 inches, and that the machine starts when the pusher plate feed attachment is swung back over the cylinder. If the machine doesn't perform correctly, call your local Hobart service office before using the machine. Warning: rotating knives inside. Always use the feed hopper or pusher plate feed attachment. Keep hands out. Proper assembly of the FP400, including selection of the appropriate cutters, is necessary for correct operation of the food processor. Refer to the cutting tool guide in your instruction manual for sizes of cutters, and refer to the appropriate operation instructions. The green start switch is pushed to start the FP400, and the red stop switch is pushed to stop the food processor. The speed control switch is used to regulate the speed of the machine. The control should be set to position 2, high speed, for most cutting other than dicing. Use position 1, low speed, for better results when dicing or when processing soft and juicy products. The feed hopper attachment is used mainly for cutting round products up to 3 inches in diameter. The pusher plate feed attachment can be used for any type product. Use the agitator device to secure the plates to the knife shaft. Press the stop button. Fit the feed cylinder with 2 internal guides. Insert the locking knob and interlock rod into the opening at the left rear of the feed cylinder and place the feed hopper attachment in the center of the feed cylinder tube. Press the feed hopper attachment down and turn the locking knob counterclockwise. When removing, turn the locking knob clockwise and raise and remove the feed hopper attachment. Use the decoring screw to secure the plates to the knife shaft. Press the stop button. Fit the feed cylinder with 3 internal knives. Move the pusher plate handle all the way up. Insert the pusher plate attachment shaft into the feed cylinder tube. Press the pusher plate attachment down and turn the locking knob counterclockwise. When removing, press the stop pad down, swing the pusher plate attachment out clockwise, and remove it. This is the locking handle. The machine stops when the handle is pulled forward, unlocking the feed cylinder. The FP400 can be operated only when the handle is locking the feed cylinder into place. Interlock switches prevent the food processor from operating when the feed cylinder is out of position, the feed hopper isn't installed, or the pusher plate is not in the feed cylinder. If these features don't function as described, contact your local Hobart service office. During operation, when the pusher plate is rotated clockwise out of the feed cylinder, the food processor stops for loading. To continue operation, rotate the pusher plate counterclockwise and the FP400 will restart. You don't need to push the green start button unless the stop button was pressed. When the feed hopper attachment is installed and the locking handle is locking the feed cylinder in place, the machine will operate continuously until the stop button is pressed. Always push the red stop switch before changing cutters or cleaning. Pull the locking handle forward and swing the feed cylinder to the rear. Place the ejector plate on the knife shaft. Press the ejector plate all the way down and turn until the plate is in the lock position. Select the appropriate cutting tool for the job. Place it on the shaft, turning until engaged. Screw the decoring screw, if using the plate feed attachment, left-hand thread, or the agitator device, if using the feed hopper attachment, left-hand thread, into position in the cutting tool center. Release the catch, swing the feed cylinder back into position, and raise the locking handle. As before, pull the locking handle forward and swing the feed cylinder to the rear. Place the ejector plate on the knife shaft. Press the ejector plate all the way down and turn until the plate is in the lock position. When dicing, place a suitable dicing grid as recommended in the cutting tool guide section of your instruction manual in the knife chamber and turn the dicing grid clockwise as far as it will go. When cutting potato chips, place the potato chip grid in the knife chamber and turn the potato chip grid clockwise as far as it will go. For the best cutting results, the direction of the potato chip grid blades and positioning of the potato should be as shown here. Select the appropriate cutting tool. Place it on the shaft, turning until engaged. Screw the decoring screw, if using the plate feed attachment, left-hand thread, or the agitator device, if using the feed hopper attachment, left-hand thread, into position in the cutting tool center. Release the catch, swing the feed cylinder back into position, and raise the locking handle. If you use the wrong combination of dicing grid and slicing tool instead of the combination shown in the cutting tool guide section of your instruction manual, the following may result. The feed cylinder cannot be closed, or the space between the dicing grid and the slicing tool is too large and leads to poor cutting results. Remove the pusher plate feed attachment or the feed hopper attachment as previously described. Pull the locking handle forward and swing the feed cylinder out to the rear. Using the wrench supplied, loosen the decoring screw or the agitator device in a clockwise direction. Remove the cutting tool and the ejector plate. To install the feed cylinder, pull the locking handle all the way open. Position the feed cylinder onto the hinge pins of the machine and lower into position. Close the locking handle. When removing the feed cylinder, first remove the feed hopper or pusher plate attachment. Pull the locking handle forward. Raise and remove the feed cylinder from the hinge pins of the machine. When using the feed hopper attachment, bulk product may be added to the feed hopper during operation. When using the pusher plate feed attachment, place prepared products such as potatoes, carrots, onions, lettuce, cabbage, etc. in the feed cylinder. When cutting French fries with the julienne cutter, place or pile the potatoes against the partition wall as shown. The potatoes may be stacked to cut several at one time. For consistent results, stack the product against the partition wall of the feed cylinder, one pile only. To slice round products such as lemons and tomatoes, position the product against the partition wall of the feed cylinder as shown here. For best results, it's advisable to remove tops and tails from products like lemons, limes, or onions and place them in the feed cylinder perpendicular to the desired cut. A light pressure on the pusher plate is all that is required to give the best cutting results. For specific food processor tasks, refer to your instruction manual for the correct slicer, cutter, dicer, French fry plate, grater, or shredder. Warning, turn the machine off and unplug the electrical cord before cleaning. Clean the machine immediately after each use. Dismantle all removable parts from the machine and wash them in warm water and a mild detergent. Rinse thoroughly and wipe dry with a soft, clean cloth. Wipe the exterior of the machine with a damp cloth. Allowing food juices to dry on the machine may cause discoloration. Never clean the cutting tools or other aluminum parts in highly alkaline dishwashing solutions or in excessively hot water. This can cause formation of aluminum oxide, which will appear black. Do not use steel wool or sharp objects for cleaning machine surfaces if they become discolored. Scratched surfaces become hard to keep clean. Do not leave the cutting blades in a wet condition when not in use. Never clean the machine with a high-pressure hose with steam or in a dishwasher. And always store the cutting tools on the wall racks for safe handling and easy access. To dismantle the FP400 for cleaning, if the feed hopper attachment is installed, the nut securing the feed hopper agitator may be removed, left-hand thread, with the wrench provided so that the agitator can be cleaned. If the pusher plate attachment is installed, remove it by pressing the stop pad down, then swing the pusher plate attachment out clockwise and pull it out of the feed cylinder tube. Rinse all parts in lukewarm water. To remove the feed cylinder, the feed cylinder guides or the 3 knives may be removed for cleaning by unscrewing the nuts with the wrench provided. Rinse all parts in lukewarm water. Remove the cutting tool. If you have used the dicing grid before removing, push the remaining leftovers through the top of the dicing grid with the nylon brush provided. Pushing leftovers through the underside of the dicing grid may damage the grid. Remove the dicing grid and ejector plate. Rinse all parts in lukewarm water. Wipe the knife chamber with a clean, damp cloth. Wipe dry with a clean, dry cloth. Return the cutting tools to the wall rack. Lower the ejector plate onto the knife shaft. Press all the way down and turn until the plate is in the locked position. Replace the feed cylinder and the pusher plate. Warning, turn the machine off and unplug the electrical cord before doing any maintenance. Routinely inspect the machine to ensure that it's in proper working order. Plates must be clean, intact, and sharp. The knife shaft should be regularly lubricated with a drop of mineral oil, not cooking oil. Depending on usage, dicing grids become dull from wear, with an average life expectancy from 8 to 18 months. Dicing grids can't be resharpened and are therefore expendable. Replacement dicing grids are available from your local Hobart service office. Contact your local Hobart service office for any repairs or adjustments needed on this equipment. This concludes operator training for the Hobart model FP400 food processor. To obtain service and parts information concerning the FP400, contact your local Hobart service office.